Well, I must confess, this isn't something I very often do. I just haven't got the self-discipline for it. But after my struggles on Footless Crow, the time that I did with Pete Livesey, I think it might be quite a good idea if I did quite a bit more training, if only just to push the standard of my climbing up a notch or two so I can get more out of it. Gill Price does train regularly, and this certainly has contributed to her very high standard of climbing. She does a lot of climbing with Jill Lawrence, who is probably the best and certainly the most experienced woman rock climber in the United Kingdom. It was Jill Lawrence who encouraged her to abandon the traditional feminine role of being a supportive second to her boyfriend and to start leading hard climbs.
When the climb wall started being built, I think it made a big difference to everybody's climbing to be able to train over the winter. Before I took up climb walls, as it were, I didn't do much training, and I think training over the winter on climb walls has increased my strength as well. It's a good stamina-building activity. I think it's pushed everybody's standards up that climb since they came into being. I used to cave a lot during the winter, which is an all-round kind of activity for your body. It's quite good for using all the muscles in your body. But you're not building up one particular series of muscles, which you need to do for climbing.
Raven Crag is one of the most attractive crags in the Lake District. It stands high above Thirlmere. It's a very steep little crag, about 300 feet high, and it's got some of the hardest routes in the Lake District on it. But Empire, which is the route that Jill Lawrence and Gill Price are going to climb, is probably in the middle level of those standards. It was first climbed in September 1973 by Keith Myhill and Kay Jones. Since then, it has been climbed free. It's considered, though, quite a test piece, and quite a few people actually fall off the overhang at the top, and it's turned back some good climbers as well.
Probably get a view out there. Just have a look.
Quite a few male climbers find it fairly hard to accept that their girlfriend or the woman they're climbing with can actually climb better than them and can lead something that they've just failed on. And I think this is probably one of the many stumbling blocks that women have to face when they start climbing in their own right and trying to push themselves to their own limits. They're actually having to break through quite a lot of prejudices, really, that have built up over many, many years.
This peg looks a bit old. It's a pretty long reach. Oh, I can see where you go, I think. There's a foothold out there. And there's an old there. Just looks a bit... a stretch. I'll have a look anyway. Actually, it's a bit of a reach to this home. How much is it, Jill? Yeah. The rope's caught a bit. All right. Oh, it's like you can stand here. I'll put this one on blue. Right.
Women simply aren't as strong as men, and I don't think they ever can be. But the great thing going for women, of course, that it isn't pure strength that's the key factor in climbing. The thing that matters is the power-weight ratio. And because women are, by and large, so much lighter than men, it might well be that some of the best women climbers, especially once they've started training, in actual fact have a better power-weight ratio than many men climbers.
Physically, I think some women have the potential to climb as well as the best males. If you consider that in climbing, you're just dealing with weight to strength ratio, not absolute strength. All you've got to drag around is your own body weight. Most women are smaller frame than guys and therefore don't have as much weight to haul up. By training, you can develop strength and endurance and improve your power to weight ratio. But I think like any sport, when you come to the top end of it, whether it be running, hurdling, swimming, there's a specific body type that you all aim towards. And in climbing, it seems to be the tall, light-framed individual. So I think that women can climb as hard as the best men.
Oh no, I'll put blue in it. Sorry. Above me now. That was a long reach. Yeah, it must have been a bit hard for you, that. I thought it was a long reach.
You should be my height. If you are very small, like Jill's very small, it's a problem sometimes trying to reach holds. So although she's almost the perfect body shape for climbing, because she's very, very light, she's got slim hips and broad shoulders, a very, very good weight to strength ratio. Occasionally she gets herself in a bit of a mess because she's not very tall. If there's a long reach involved, when you get on harder climbs, sometimes there are only a limited number of holes and they're the only possibilities. And if you can't reach the holes, there isn't anything else in between. So that is definitely a disadvantage for Jill. On the other hand, she's so light that she's really, really strong and she can pull up on very, very tiny finger holds without any bother.
This is quite a good ledge up here.
You come round that other way?
I think I came round here. Yeah, I did.
Bit of slack then.
Those ropes in your way? Yeah, they were. There's a peg in this top pitch.
Hey?
There's what?
Do you want to stay there?
Yeah, I'm going to go from here.
I'll get it from that.
No, no.
Okay, go on.
When you get into climbing, it's quite an exciting activity and you become involved with a lot of other people involved in the sport. And it is a sport, it's not something weird or anything, it's just another sport and it is an unusual one, I guess, for women to take up. It's not something that has to be done requiring a lot of physical strength. You know, it's something that can be done at a very steady level and could be introduced through courses or clubs.
You'll be all right. I'll extend that. Is that any good? No, it's not bad. Okay. Right, what you see? Okay. Blue. Okay. So good? I think so. You clipped in? Yeah, there's a friend clipped on it as well, just by mistake, but I can stay there. Okay. Okay. Top, Jill. Oh, yeah? Yeah. Okay, tell us when you're safe, then. Okay, I'm safe. Hey, I'm safe. Okay, taking you off, then. Okay, Jill. Okay. Take the belay out. Okay. Just get the belay out. Right.
I very much doubt if women will ever be able to climb harder than the best men climbers. It's very much like in any competitive sport. Say take tennis. Women are getting closer and closer to the best men climbers, but when it comes to the final analysis, It's not just that they haven't got the strength. I don't think they've got the driving, competitive ego that I suspect the male has. And I think this stops the women pushing themselves to the absolute limit. And perhaps in climbing, this is even more the case, where, of course, you're pushing a limit that is playing a danger game to the absolute extreme. And it's very noticeable, for instance, that there's very, very few new routes that have been put up by women climbers. But I think that's coming. Women are constantly pushing that gap kind of tighter and tighter and tighter. And so one can never say with absolute certainty that they'll never, ever actually catch up with the best male climbers.
I think it's inevitable. It probably will happen. I'll probably give up climbing and start having children.
Yeah. Good, wasn't it? Yeah, it was a good lead, that. Yeah.